Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe I'm going to show you another very traditional snack, which is the Rajasthani Mathris. They're typically from Rajasthan. They're made across different regions in North India with subtle twists and variations. They're made with flour. Some regions make it with complete maida, some people make it with whole wheat flour or a combination of both. In today's recipe I'm going to show you how to make it with maida and then flavor it with some ajwain and black pepper. Typically Mathris were made in Rajasthan so that they have long shelf lives and they can stay in jars and they can be had as snacks along with some achar. So without wasting any time, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious snack. So to begin making the Rajasthani Mathris, I have a bowl with me and I'm going to add in the maida into this. I'm going to measure it into my cup. Okay, so we have about a cup of flour there. You can double my recipe if you want, but this is about a cup of flour. And to this, I'm going to add in the ajwain, and I'm going to add some salt. And I have some freshly pounded black pepper, kali mirch, which I've coarsely pounded it in. And so I want the crunch of the kali mirch in my mathri, and that's really nice, okay? So I'm just going to add the kali mirch. I tend to add a little extra because I think I like the spice along with my adrak chai whenever I have it. Okay, so I'm just going to add that in. We are just going to mix all of this up. I'm going to add in the ghee. Okay, I have some ghee over here, and which I'm just going to add it in. Ghee is very important for making mathris. I believe, using good quality ghee is equally important to using a good quality maida and good quality flour. Okay, because it adds in not only the flavor but also the texture and the flakiness and the crispiness that you can get in a mathri. Did you know there are three parts to a flour, which is one is the endosperm, the other is the germ, and the other is a bran, which has all the fiber. The endosperm has a lot of starch and some amount of protein, and the germ has some amount of protein and also fat. And typically maida is made from the endosperm of the wheat. The way to look for a good quality, it should be smooth in texture, and it's great for baking cakes and making such delicious savories. So I'm just going to mix this ghee up really well. Notice it's formed like coarse crumbs. That is the important thing that you have to keep in mind, that whenever you make mathris and shakarparas, it should form like coarse crumbs. Then you hold it together, it sort of holds in, and you break it, it just breaks apart. So now I'm going to add water, and little at a time, and then knead it to make a nice soft and smooth dough. Notice how beautifully the dough has come together. It doesn't feel sticky or starchy, as in like it doesn't feel too rubbery, and that's like a good quality of maida to me. Okay, so I've just kneaded it well, and all the dough has come together, and I would knead it for like a good 2 to 3 minutes, and then it has to be nice and smooth. Only then your mathri will be nice and flaky. Okay, so the heat of the hand and the warmth of the hand also adds to some moisture of the dough. So if you find that the dough is a little sticky, just sprinkle some flour, and you can continue to knead it. So now the next step after this is I'm going to make small balls out of it, and tiny balls, and then roll it into a shape of a mathri, which is like a circle. Prick it with some fork, and then deep fry it. So I'm just going to keep this aside. So now to make the mathris, I'm going to divide the dough into small bite-sized balls, right? So which is going to be rolled into a mathri and then pricked with fork. So I'm just going to quickly make small balls out of them. So that's it. So I've rolled them into balls. My next step is to sort of put them aside, and I'm going to dust the surface with a little bit of flour so that while we are rolling it doesn't stick. And I've also put my oil for deep frying. So once all my mathris are sort of rolled out, and I will deep fry them. So I'm just going to roll it. So you can either roll it with a rolling pin, or you can just press it like that with a hand to get a really rustic touch, and which is what typically I do as well. So it's like really fast. So it's completely your choice. If you want like well-shaped mathris, then you can roll it, or just simply press it down with your hand, and then you'll have like a nice rustic looking mathri there. Okay, quickly roll all of them up, and then now that I've rolled all these mathris, I'm going to prick them with a fork. And their matris are like small puris, right? So if you don't prick them with a fork and you just simply deep fry them, they will puff up like a puri. So I'm just going to sort of prick these with a fork so that they don't puff up and they remain flat and crisp when we deep fry them. So this essentially brings in those little air pockets in between the dough holes, breaks the air pockets which will develop and not let them puff up. So ensure that you prick all of them. So that's it. Now that they're pricked and my oil is preheated, I'm going to deep fry them until they're golden brown. Alright, now that my oil is ready, I'm going to drop in the rolled out matris into the hot oil and fry it on low to medium heat because it takes a while to fry evenly until the whole batch is nice, golden and crisp. Okay, I'm just going to allow it to fry. Okay, I've been frying for close to about 4 minutes on low to medium heat, and notice it's got a nice beautiful golden brown, and this is how you want it to be. And if I allow it to stay for a little more time in oil, then it would get a little darker brown. So based on how you like it, if you want a darker brown or lighter brown, it's completely your choice. So now that my matris are ready and well plated, I'm just going to sprinkle in some chaat masala. Ensure that you sprinkle it when it's hot because it will stick to the oil and sort of absorb well, and it give a nice chatpata flavor and taste. This is one of my favorite additions whenever I make matri, and it adds a different touch to it. You can avoid, if you don't like it, you can avoid it as well, but it is yummy. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this recipe of how to make this traditional Mathri recipe which I've made with maida, and you can try it at your home as well. So when you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below because I'll always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.